All right, so according to every other YouTube videos, there's this new Sigma thing that's going on, and basically it says if I'm not waking up at 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning, which is absolutely diabolical. I don't know why anyone would wake up at 3 to 4 a.m., but I want, what's the word? What's the word? I wouldn't say talk bad. Let's be honest, I'm not Bill Gates. I'm not about to give you guys whatever complicated word. I'm not gonna discredit all those guys waking up at 3 to 4 a.m. Okay, they're dedicated, they'll do their own thing. But to wake up at 3 to 4 a.m. with enough sleep, with scientifically proven, it is said that you need about 8 hours of sleep. So that means you will have to sleep at like 7. But that's besides the point. It says apparently if I don't wake up at 3 to 4 a.m., check the market, some new crypto, go to the gym. I'm what I'm a failure apparently. Well, today I'm here to prove that this is completely, well, not this is false, okay? This isn't completely false, but not everyone needs to wake up at 3 to 4 a.m., to endanger or you sleep and all that stuff, okay? Today I'm gonna give you guys the good stuff. Let's go. So I recently saw this video on TikTok. I said I was gonna come up with examples, so I went on TikTok. Okay, I can't really show you guys the video because I forgot to save it, which I kind of regret, but not really. But let's go. But let's get to the point. So I saw this video right about this Sigma, and then what was he doing in the video? You won't even believe it. Okay. All right. So I can't really recall exactly what the video was about, but I'm gonna give like a brief description. So there's this Sigma guy on TikTok, right? And then basically, I'll try to explain it so you guys can understand, okay? So this guy wasn't drinking water, okay? I don't know, I don't remember if it was working out, something like that, okay? He wasn't drinking water at all. A bunch of people was passing by, I don't know what, it was dark, it got darker and darker, and then he just kept doing, but the water was intact, something like that. And then I don't think you guys understand, but this guy wasn't drinking water. He was injecting pure emission into his veins. Like we're talking about straight shot. He was going hard at it. Pause. And then so he wakes up. Well, no, not wake up, but he gets up. Not happy. Everybody around him is gone. And then there's a caption about you got to keep going even in the dark where no one is watching, which I completely get. Okay, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. When Kobe did that, he was waking up at 3, 4 a.m., putting that work in the gym. Now, with was Kobe a Sigma? Let me know in the comments. I don't know. But this dude, okay, he doesn't look happy. He doesn't look sad. He's just doing little shivering left and right. I'm like, buddy, you all right? What is going on? Are you okay? He did all that because apparently, happiness is a distraction. Okay, you cannot distract yourself from the grind. I guess that's basically what the video was talking about. Okay, that's just what I saw. And I don't want to be that guy, but this was basically a cinematic filter. Like I don't want to say, but this is a mental illness with a cinematic filter. But but that's just me though. I'm just saying. Okay, that's just what I saw. All right, don't quote me on this. So with that said, now let's jump into describing, well not describing, but kind of compact this Sigma male disease going on. Okay, so here's what it is. So let's say you sleep 4 hours a day, and then work 18 hours a day, and then that leaves what? About 2 hours for eating, commuting, hygiene, and existing as a human, because apparently Sigma males are, above humans. Let's make sure we understand. Moving on, doing all that, basically there's no room for sickness, no room for error, no room for family emergency, which is, well, kind of strange. But let's go on. And this isn't a lifestyle. This is a time bomb. Okay, like so. What happens when you achieve your Sigma I don't even know what to call it. What happens when you achieve when you go at you what happens when you get at the top of being a sigma? What then? But at the end of the day, productivity isn't linear, and working 18 hours a day doesn't mean you're 2.25 times better than someone who's working 8 hours a day, does it? Absolutely not. If anything, I think scientifically, if you work for 18 hours a day straight, it's actually worse for your body than working 8 hours a day because you physically get tired with no breaks. Yes, that's what the Sigma rule is all about. But what's the Sigma rule when the next day you're not going to be able to work? You're going to be hospitalized. Now, how do you deal with that? I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments. Moving on. After all that, your brain is mush. At a certain point, you're making the worst decisions in your life because after 18 hours of straight work, you're not thinking straight. You have an A. We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you drank some water this time. Did you? We don't know. Okay. You're creating worse quality of work. Quality of work is degrading. You're taking twice as long to do the grind. You're so proud about, okay, you're so proud to do the grind, but the next day you're going to take three more times. You're going to take even three times longer to do the grind. And at the end of it all, we have the grind is actually making you less efficient at the end of the day. Okay, I get that the point of this, is to overcome your limits, to push yourself beyond them. But do you really have to go past efficiency to the point that you don't even know what you're doing anymore? You're just doing it for the love of the game at this point? I think that's what it is. I think this is just for the love of the game. But let me know in the comments. I might be wrong. So now you need to ask the most critical questions. Okay, okay. Come here. All right, come here. Let me lower the camera so you can see me perfectly. The critical question is, who really benefits from you working 18 hours a day? Because yes, you get paid. Well, depends on what kind of work you're doing. If it's a sport, then most definitely you get the most out of it. If it's a job, whether you like it or not, you're still working 18 hours a day. The work is degrading. At the end of the day, the managers, if you're not the manager, might be like, we don't think you should be working 18 hours a day anymore, even though you're on that Sigma grind, because the quality of work is degrading. And we know for a fact that when your quality of work degrades, they give you less hours and they treat you differently at work. All right. Now, are you doing this for yourself? Are you doing this for the guru selling you a course online? They're talking about fitness, how to, cardio, how you don't need cardio to lose belly fat or lose fat or grow muscle. I'm not an expert in any of those things. I can tell you what can make you lose muscle, what can make you lose weight faster or gain weight faster or bulk even faster. I can't tell you any of that. This mindset isn't about success. It's basically about exploitation. I would say that's how I would say it. But at the end of the day, everyone makes their own choices. So I can't really talk on that. You're free to do whatever you want. Don't listen to what I say, okay? Don't go after this video and then say, okay, I'm not gonna be a Sigma anymore. No, 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 no. This is me diving into what I think or the idea that the Sigma male epidemic is. So yeah, don't listen to me. When after watching this video, you can go back on the game. I'm gonna go back on the game after this. Matter of fact, yeah, after this, I'm gonna go back on the game. Well, I'm probably gonna go do some studies, but you guys don't need to know that. So the whole point of this video was, the real secret that they don't want you to know was that the most successful, most fulfilled people I know aren't grinding. I'm not gonna say they aren't grinding because Elon Musk is grinding, Jeff Bezos is grinding every day. Ronaldo's grinding every day, Messi, Yamal. They're all great football players who, during their time, they're still playing. They're still great players. They had to grind every single day. We don't know how many hours they grind, but that's a different kind of grind they're doing. The Sigma grind is different, okay? And you got the most successful people, they're consistent. There's a difference between grinding and staying consistent. They work solid, focused hours, not over excess hours. Ronaldo might do 3 hours of 3 hours of penalties. Okay, that's what Ronaldo might be doing today. And then the next day he might do 2 hours of free kick because yesterday he did 3 hours of penalty, which his quality of work is going to degrade because he kept shooting with his left or right foot continuously for 3 hours. You know, and then they are off big. They have all their hobbies. Like I'm not going to explain because there's not really I'm not really describing anyone. I'm just giving examples. They see friends. They understand that you need rest. Happy brain is a creative, productive brain. The real alpha male is a life you don't need to escape from 24/7, to be honest. But don't listen to me, all right? Again, don't listen to me. After this, get back on the game, okay? So the key takeaways from this, next guy, you see some guy on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts, black and white filter telling you to abandon your humanity for the grind. Nah, just remember that the math doesn't add up. You probably did that 45-second reel in like 30 seconds, posted it on YouTube, did some crazy editing, or paid someone to do that, just put a black and white filter and then put a little bit of caption under it, on the top of it. And then they called it that the Sigma grind, which they added a little song. What's the song of the Sigma grind? Sigma boy, whatever it's called. But it doesn't add up. Now, if you will excuse me, my grind, my grind is to go touch some grass. Okay, get on the game and touch the grams, some grass because that is way more productive. Okay, I'm not doing that 8-hour bicep workout. Who do you think I am, Ronnie Coleman? I am not. So without further ado, I will see you. I will see you. What, Sigmas? Is that what you guys call yourselves out there nowadays? Yeah. If any of y'all want to touch grass for me, I will be on the game streaming. You guys know where to find me at. I'll be on the game streaming, and then we can touch some grass together later on in the week. You know, why you still here? The video was done. The outro was done. What are you doing here? Go touch some grass. Okay?